should have guessed Ulfric would be mixed up in this. What do you say now, Proventus? Shall we continue to trust in the strength of our walls against the dragon?
My lord, we should send troops to Riverwood at once. It's in the most immediate danger. If that dragon is lurking in the mountains...
That's a provocation. He'll assume we're preparing to join Ulfric's side and attack him. We should not...
Enough! I'll not stand idly by while the
Not
dragon
really.
burns my hold and slaughters my people. Irileth,
It's
send
one of those I don't
to
like
Riverwood at once.
fucking with people. Like I don't like, especially considering like one of the dialogue choices was like, "Oh, the Imperials were about to cut my head off," but I'm still in favor of the
That would be
Imperials.
best. Well done. You sought me out on your own initiative. You've done Whiterun a service, and I won't forget it. Here, take this as a small token of my esteem. There is another thing you could do for me. Suitable for someone of your particular talents, perhaps. Come, let's go find Farengar, my court wizard. He's been...
Court withered. It's literally the same.
Matter related to these dragons and rumors of dragons. Farengar.
Come to Dragon's Reach to discuss the ongoing hostilities.
I joined the so the reason why I side with the Empire in this case in particular is that
to me. Oh yes, he must be referring
hold on a
to
second,
my
let me finish
research
talking to
into
this
the
dude.
Dragons. Yes, I could use someone to fetch something for me. Well, when I say fetch, I really mean delve into a dangerous ruin in search of an ancient stone tablet that may or may not actually be there. Straight to the point, eh? No need for tedious hows and whys. I like that. Leave those details to your betters, am I right? I, learned of a certain stone tablet said to be housed in Bleak Falls Barrow. A dragon stone, said to contain a map of dragon burial sites. Go to Bleak Falls Barrow, find this tablet, no doubt interred in the main chamber, and bring it to me. Simplicity itself.
Oh, do you mean this old stone? Give Dragonstone.
The Dragon Stone of Bleak Falls Barrow. You already found it. You are cut from a different cloth than the usual brutes the Jarl foists on me.
So what
You'll
about
have
my
to see
reward?
the Jarl about that. Maybe his steward Avenici. I'm sure one of them will pay you appropriately.
All right, so the reason why I side with the Imperials is because I had, in my initial playthrough as my wizard, I sided with the Stormcloaks. And it turns out the Stormcloaks are just hella fucking stupid. Like, really stupid. Like, they basically just run around beating up the Imperials all the time, being like, yo, Skyrim belongs to the Nords, and then you beat the Imperium, and it's like, yeah, by the way, the Imperial army sent over basically none of its forces. They sent over basically a small policing unit so that they could say that they were trying to maintain control in Skyrim. Like, they send over just enough people to be like, yeah, no, we're trying to make sure that Skyrim's not spiraling out of control. And the second you beat the Imperium, fucking the... God, what are they called? It's essentially like the elves have formed their own faction and taken over the Empire. Like, the elves are in control right now, not the Imperials. The Imperial army is the bulk of their forces, because elves consider humans to be, you know, disposable. I can't remember the name of the elf faction. They'll talk about it, though. The Aldmeri Dominion. So the Aldmeri Dominion is like the more powerful empire at this point in time. And essentially the Imperials have been over here like, hey, yeah, no, Skyrim's fine. It's under control. You beat the Empire. And the Aldmeri Dominion's like, oh, okay, we're now sending the actual for really reals army to just roll over your country and obliterate all people who live there. That's what you do when you side with the Stormcloaks, is you literally beat the game and find out you've now summoned an army 10 times the size of the army that was already here to simply commit genocide. Yeah, so that's what happens when you side with the Stormcloaks, is you literally doom your country to failure. You literally just guarantee everyone here is going to die.
The Jarl is, as you can imagine, very busy. Perhaps I can assist.
Yeah, so that's the thing, is the Aldmeri Dominion's way worse than the Empire. The Aldmeri Dominion has taken over, this is great.
My friend. I want you to go with Irileth and help her fight this dragon. You survived Helgen, so you have more experience with dragons than anyone else.
Yeah, so that's like a whole thing.
But I haven't forgotten the service you did for me.
Fun fact, if you join the Imperials and you beat the Resistance down, if you stop Ulfric Stormcloak and kill all the Resistance, you just unite Skyrim. Like, literally, it's like, okay, Skyrim, like, there are people who are upset that they lost the war, but that's it. Skyrim, you know, is in line with the Empire and the Aldmeri Dominion. And while that's not great, a very small number of people die to ensure peace, while fucking siding with the fucking Stormcloaks gets Skyrim its independence until everybody dies. So like that's the whole thing, where the reason I keep making fun of the fucking Stormcloaks isn't because I like giant empires, it's because they're fighting a war that only serves to weaken them. They cannot win this. They can't do anything to protect themselves from it. They're literally like a bunch of Ewoks fighting the Empire, except this time it turns out the Empire is smart enough to just nuke the planet from orbit instead of fucking going to deal with them. Actually, Rogue One's a better example. Remember how at the end of Rogue One, in order to try and stop the rebels from being able to do anything, they shoot the Death Star at their own fucking base? Yeah, it's pretty much what the Aldmeri Dominion's doing now. Like, if you side with the Stormcloaks, they just show up and wipe everyone out. They're just like, no, we're not dealing with that. We're gonna send over our most powerful mages. And don't get me wrong, I hate the Aldmeri Dominion. But what the General Tullius, when you talk to him, like, if you side with the Stormcloaks and you go to kill General Tullius in the last mission, he'll be like, wait, don't do this. The Aldmeri Dominion's basically been ignoring the uprising in Skyrim because we've been telling them we have it under control. If we can maintain a status quo, then the Aldmeri Dominion doesn't have to know and Skyrim can more or less be free. And Ulfric's like, nah, you have to die. That's it.
You know what's wrong with Skyrim these days?
Let me know if you see anything you like.
No, Skyrim is rich in heavy metals and there's something else here too. Like, Skyrim has a really good mining economy.
Everything. If I had a sister, take a look.
Shut up, Bellathor. No one likes you. It does have that, actually. I don't know if you saw that I have, I mean, it doesn't have charisma anymore. They got rid of that as a stat, but speech. Buying and selling prices are better. 10% opposite sex. Can bribe guards to ignore crimes. Persuasion attempts are easier. Intimidation attempts are easier. That's a mercantile skill right there, merchant. Investor. Fence. Can barter stolen goods with any merchant you have invested in. Master Trader, every merchant in the world gains 1,000 gold. They do have speech. It's reduced, but it's at least there. And there are things you can get through the speech skill that you can't really get other ways. So there's that. Speaking of which, I guess I have to get haggling, because I can't really afford any of the other things I'm trying to get.
You come back.
Stop being weird.
I'd even take a look.
I don't know why I grabbed a linen wrap. Good job. Oh, good. He'll buy these. 111 and 177. That's nice. Oh, he only has 54 gold left. Okay, I'll hang on to... Good. Alright, I made some money.
Remember, I'll give you the...
Yeah, you do. I'll cut the stream soon then.
Need something?
It said I can start the Dawn Guard thing by talking to guards, but...
Thinking of settling in? There's a house for sale. Breeze home. You should talk to the steward up in the...
I'll look into starting Dawn Guard at some point in time in the future. I'm gonna go do this, probably get Lydia, and then punch her in the butt. Khajiit has wares if you have coin.
Welcome to Khajiit's humble camp.
All for sale.
Shout out to a skeleton that's just in the middle of the street.
Let's go. We need to get to the Western Watchtower before it's too late.
Yeah, I used it. I'm supposed to do it today, and I did it not yesterday, but the day before. I've just been doing it every other day.
No signs of any dragon right now. It sure looks like it's been. I know it looks bad, but we've got to figure out what happened. And if that dragon is still skulking around somewhere. Spread out and look for survivors. We need to know what to keep.
Welcome the wimpiest dragon in the entire game.
No, get back. It's still here somewhere. Rocky and Tor just got grabbed when they tried to make a run for it.
Porky and Tor?
Save us. Here he comes again.
I'm trying. We get it, dragon, you vape. Ow! Fire is really hot. Holy shit.